Hi everybody, happy Valentine's Day. I'm in Sedona. I came here to do some self-healing. I've been through a lot in the last 48 hours. I've cried for the 24 of those 48, and I finally did get some sleep last night at my my soul family's house with my brother Ryan. And it's funny because I didn't realize how far down in the vibration chain I had kind of gotten, and I'd taken on so much that, kind of parked in a weird place, but I'd kind of taken on so much that my vibration had shifted to a lower gear, and I didn't even realize it. And when I got to my brother's house, within like 15 minutes of being there, I kind of walked outside and I walked back in, and he looked at me and he said, "How long have you been there?" And I went, "Way too long, way too long for me." My vibration shifted back up into gear where it should be. And he said something brilliant to me, which is, you have to be very mindful of who you connect with, because if they're not ready for you and they're not awake or aware or, vibrating at the same length, you can fry them out. And I thought about that, and it clicked for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh. So what happened to me was I was trying to connect and vibrate with someone at a lower vibration, and I got kind of stuck in that, and I didn't realize that my energy has an effect on somebody. I don't know whether you want to call it the ascension process or speeding someone up or whatever, because I think naturally that happens anyway, and we meet people that maybe need help opening doors and things like that. But when you're not aware of it and you're walking around and you're meeting with people and you're doing this, you're not really aware that you're really plugging them in. And sometimes you're plugging them in at a way higher rate than they can't even function at, and it can cause them a severe imbalance in who they are. And I forgot about that for a minute because I'm so used to being around others that are like minds or vibrating or open to what's going on at a different rate, and meeting other people that are not. I forgot that I needed to be mindful of that. And, it wasn't that I was trying to force anything. I was just naturally being me, but it seemed to, make a little bit of people uncomfortable, and it took me a while to process that I had forgotten that I am different. Some of you know my friend Maximus, the Russian from Estonia, and he and I had been friends for a while, and we kind of had this starseed moment, as I would say. I know that sounds weird, but some of you will get that. But what was funny to me is that when I met Maximus, he was such a unique individual and misunderstood. But what was great about Max was he was so genuine and loving and honest and raw, and literally a child of the universe. He lived different places and traveled and, connected, and just wanted to love and enjoy life to the fullest. Now, that was last year. This year, when I met Maximus, we had kind of gone our separate ways, and not in a good way. A lot of stuff had happened between us, but we reconnected last night, and I'm having dinner with him, and we're going over how we know each other and how we believe we're family and how we feel at home with each other. And it's very rare for individuals such as myself to feel that connection with someone, because we always feel like we're not home. But what really struck me funny was Max is really struggling, and he's struggling with feeling normal or feeling himself. And I thought to myself, you know what? It's not his fault. People come into his life and don't accept him for the fun-loving, huge energy, eccentric being of love that he was, for who he really was. And Maximus is trying to fit himself into a normal mold of what's acceptable to others. And the sad thing is I could feel like I'm gonna cry, so I'm sorry. I could feel like what an injustice for him, because now he doesn't feel like he used to feel. And other people have ruined that beautiful part of him. And I cried for him because I felt sad, because I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to not be accepted for who you are and loved for it. And Max and I had a really good talk about that, because he said to me, you speak your heart and I accept it for what it is. But what was really sad to me is I don't know that other people do that for him. And I could see such a change in him that it made me sad for him. I grieved for him, because he is no longer this beautiful, vibrant energy of just spontaneity and gusto and love of the universe. He is now fitting himself into a 9-to-5 job and miserable and unloved. He feels unloved. And I realized that I could relate to that, and I think that's why we feel at home with each other, because we honor all parts of the soul, and we don't try to fix them or change them. We just love each other for who we are. So I wanted to kind of talk about people that come into this world to change it. We shouldn't try to change who they naturally are. We should embrace it, because Max has come into this world to help people heal and love and be open. And it's terrible that we try to make him something that he's not, because that's not what he's born to do, and it's sad. Those of you that have children that are different, don't try to fix them and put them into a box or a label. Love them for what they are, whether it's accepted by others or not. Because they were born for a reason, they're here for a reason. And the more that you try to conform that, the more the soul feels torn inside. And it's not a good thing for people. Or us as a human race, because we're here as spiritual beings having a human experience. But so I grieve for Max, and I grieve for myself, because I feel that people do that to me, and it's changing who I am, and I'm allowing it. But in that moment, I realized that I am not for everyone, and everyone is not for me. And that's okay, because I am aware and accept them regardless of who they are, their limitations, or what their purpose is. But I respect that. And switching it up a bit, switch it up a bit and stop trying to figure people out, and just accept them for who they are, because they have a purpose that's unique all unto themselves. So it's Valentine's Day, and if I can say anything about Valentine's Day, it's about love. But for people like Max and I, Valentine's Day is every day. We love people and accept them and honor them for their unique gifts and for their eccentric ways, because they do bring light into this world, and we need to respect that about them. So try not to tear yourself into to please people. Just be who you are. Be okay with it, and know that some people won't accept you for it, and it's okay, because the right people will come into your life and accept you for who you are, and respect you and admire you and love you no matter what. So be mindful of your vibration. Be mindful of who you connect with. That's it. I hope this video helps you heal in some way. And if not, I do love you anyway. Bye-bye.